Right, back with you, and thanks for staying on. Well, Interpol announced that the conclusion of Operation Sentinel, a massive month-long enforcement initiative targeting the rapidly growing threat of cybercrime across the African continent. The operation, which ran from October to November 2025, represented one of the most significant coordinated strikes against digital syndicates in regional history. Let's talk more about this with security strategist and retired Interpol ambassador, Andy Mashaile. Mr. Mashaile, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. What does this highlight as far as international cooperation is concerned? I mean, 574 arrests, $3 million recovered in this coordination.
Tibos, good afternoon to you and to your heavyweight champion viewers of your show. It also suggests, Tibos, that with the dismantling of 6,000 malicious links and also putting down the servers that were involved in the phishing attacks in Ghana and Cameroon, and having it tap people's pockets and put people out of pocket. This suggests that transnational crime, especially Tibos cybercrime, can only be combated successfully by a transnational cooperation, as you have seen Afripol patting itself on the back for the 19 countries that were involved in Operation Sentinel, the takedown of the bad guys. There's nowhere to run. Some of them are in Rivonia, some of them have pitched house in Morningside. We know where they are, and I am assuming that they are watching, and those who are watching must know that Afripol, Interpol, and South African policing services, including of the Hawks, are coming after you and are coming for you.
Is this a temporary disruption of their operations, or does it amount to a significant blow that certainly would delay even them trying to rebuild this network?
Tibos, this is a massive disruption. Remember the monies that were collected, the 400,000 that were collected from extortion, digital extortion from the people in Ghana and the people in Cameroon, particularly your business email compromise in Cameroon, where a financial institution was locked out of its own operation and had to pay the scammers, for the want of a better way, for release fee of their operational system. So this suggests to both you and I, Tibos, in this conversation, that the people who are watching this conversation must rest assured that these who are scamming them can do this for a short while, but in the long run, law enforcement will catch up to them. This is what I write about in my book, Tibos, AI, Artificial Intelligence 2036. Tibos, you and I know that in the next decade, there are serious threats that are lurking for those who don't understand artificial intelligence and who are going to be surfing the digital space. With the advent of artificial intelligence, remember that we have a lot of issues to deal with, and we have a responsibility to make sure that law enforcement agencies cooperate throughout the 54 countries in our continent, and also join forces with your U.S. Secret Service, as they've done with us in South Africa, Homeland Security, FBI, the Hawks, Australian Federal Police, AFP. We join forces to deal with this serious threat. You have read of the Cyber Threat 2025 report. Cybercrime is an escalating and ever-increasing crime in the African region, and we have much more of an energy to inject in on our law enforcement agencies and our people from an awareness point of view to prevent this crime from happening. Every year, Tibos, in the last 3 years, if I have to use those 3 cycles, we have lost 4.2 billion rands only in South Africa in the space of cyber crime, and many of those crimes that happen on the digital platform.
Now, you speak of the coordination between law enforcement agencies, secret services in the United States, other security apparatus. But I read here that the private sector also played a critical technical role in terms of tracing IP addresses, I suppose, which also highlights the role that they need to play in fighting this crime.
Tibos, let me apologize to my colleagues in the security industry and security space. There's one company, Tibos, with your permission, that is doing maximum value, that is delivering maximum value in the public-private partnership between our law enforcement agency, SAPS, and them, and that company is Vision Tactical, led by a colleague of ours, Mr. Yasin Cheba, that has played a very, very, very important role in tracing and tracking and sharing intelligence on these scammers who are operating in our country, and the technology that this company has with regard to providing intelligence and tracking is very valuable. And I want to thank Vision Tactical for helping us as South Africans, particularly establishing a public-private partnerships with the police where the resources are lacking and where they can come into the party and say, we are pledging our value, we are pledging solidarity, we are pledging loyalty to our country and to the flag.
Ms. Mashaile, I appreciate your time and wish you all the best for the coming year as well. And thank you very much for coming on this afternoon.
Take care and stay blessed.
Cheers.